You don't live in England.
No.
He lives in Florida, just for the record. What we're going to do is try to look at different ways of inking. And we will have some examples, and they will do inking live, and we will see, and they will talk about how they ink, and we will see the differences, since we have two different inkers. We were supposed to have Claus Jansen on stage, but unfortunately he's still in the United States, and maybe we'll have him later here. But we have another Mike to replace him. Not Mike Carey, but Mike Collins. Yeah. Would have been great to have Mike Carey. That would be something really completely different. That's for sure. So while they're setting up, we have some small, very small PowerPoint presentations because we don't have like hours for this show. But we'll go through some of Mike Perkins' work. Briefly, just to say, look at different kind of what I think you get from a pencil. So we can start with having Mike talk about this. So I can set the computer so you can actually look at it.
Uh-oh. You broke it. You broke it. What do I use? You have to help. You do it. You find out right now.
Okay, we're going to the first page, and I think Mike Perkins can take it from here because he did it.
Okay, so the one on the left, is it working? Can you hear? This is a Captain America issue, penciled by Lee Weeks. I don't think he had that much time to pencil it, to tell the truth. I think he did more kind of breakdowns rather than finished pencils. So you got basically there, Lee Weeks has he's done the basic stuff. He's left it up to me, up to the inker, to bring in the shadow, bring in the depth. This is an inker's job a lot of the time. Bring the shadow in, bring depth, bring the texture. You are storytelling in ink. You have to bring everything to the page, which makes it easier for the reader to get a sense of place, really. So you see in the first one, if you compare the two, it's just basic outline. There's not much. If we go into the inking, you'll see that there's a lot more power there. I've done that by using a bunch of lines, power lines coming out from Magneto, and also I put a middle shadow on Magneto as well, just to show that he's kind of glowing, if you like, from the inside. The second one is Captain America in. The second one is Captain America in a street scene. As you see, there's not really that much detail on the figures there, but on the inks, I've brought forward the figures by using solid blacks. And also, if you notice the detail on the building, it's not there in a pencil. So that's really up to me. That's really up to the inker to look at reference in that case, so that I can put it into a real world setting rather than a Jack Kirby block, if you get what I mean. And there's nothing wrong with Jack Kirby blocks, but this story didn't call for it. The next one's pretty self-explanatory. I've added a bit more shadow on the left-hand side, just for a reflected light. The fourth one, again, I've brought Captain America forwards by using black, so it gives it a lot more depth. And I was a little shocked by the crowd scene on this panel because it's really just a bunch of circles. So I had to draw in the crowd. I remember one inking job on George Perez. It was on an Avengers story. It was the last Avengers story. And it called for, it was a 5-page thing, and the last page was a double-page splash. And it was the Avengers on a balcony, an Avengers mansion which was destroyed. And there's a massive crowd there in support of the Avengers. So George sent me these pages, and there was no crowd. It was the superheroes on the balcony, but there was no crowd there. And he left a little note on there. Oh, no, he emailed me, and he apologized for it. Said, sorry, Mike, I ran out of time. I hope you'll be able to do something with it. I leave it in your hands. I'm actually on the Queen Mary at the moment on a cruise. I was like, oh, thank you, George. Anyway, so that's the crowd scene. The final panel, it really, everything's there. You know, all the detail you need is there. But with the added use of the blacks, I've pushed it back. There's a lot more depth to the cupboard, and there's a lot more weight to the hand because you've got the creases on the coat, on the jacket there. Any questions about that one? Yeah.
Is it typical to have pencils so loose? I mean.
No, it's not. It depends on the penciler.
Okay.
We'll show you another slide later on where the pencils are a lot tighter on George Perkins stuff.
All right.
But no, it's not that typical. At this point, I've been penciling, inking Captain America myself,
okay.
So that they knew what I was capable of, and they could leave it in my hands. You know, they weren't worried that if you gave it to a novice inker, you would probably get back the same thing. You know?
Yeah.